I got stuck. And then he came around and then he emptied the gun on me. I got shot 6 times in my chest.
My guest today is Jaime Torres. Jaime was born in Puerto Rico and raised by a single mother in the slums of the South Bronx in the 1960s. He entered the drug trade when he was just a teenager, managing his father's heroin distribution operation back in Puerto Rico. By the early 1980s, after a brief stint in the military, Jaime relocated to Miami, where he began overseeing a cocaine smuggling network from Colombia to the Bahamas into South Florida. In 1990, he was convicted of conspiracy to import 500 kilos of cocaine and sentenced to life in prison. But while he was down, he got hit by the Holy Spirit and began preaching the word of God and ministering to other inmates. This isn't just another phony religious story by a condemned criminal who found Jesus. You want proof? Just 10 years after his mandatory life sentence, Jaime was brought back before the very judge who sentenced him and set free that day. That's the work of divine intervention, if you ask me. Today, Jaime lectures in prisons and jails throughout the country. You can get his book, You Can't Kill the Miracle, as well as contact him directly, even if you're in prison, at his website, www.jaimetorresministries.com. I myself am making a donation to his foundation, and I encourage you to do the same if you're able. This was one of the craziest, most inspiring, most entertaining interviews I've had the pleasure of doing. Jaime is a one-of-a-kind dude with a one-of-a-kind story that you can't hear anywhere else. The cocaine preacher, Jaime Torres, right here on The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. What year were you born?
62.
And you were born in Puerto Rico?
I was born in Puerto Rico.
Where in Puerto Rico?
Ponce.
Yeah. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, but I came to the state when I was 9 months old.
Wow.
I've been here all my life.
Yeah.
In the Bronx, in the Boogie Down.
Wow. And that was when it was all Ricans, man.
You know where Boogie Down at?
Of course.
The
of
Boogie
course.
Down.
The South Bronx.
The
What
South
part
Bronx.
of the South Bronx?
163rd Prospect, Home Street, Boston Road. I mean,
it doesn't get
Fox
more
Street,
boogie down than that.
No.
And I mean, back in the 60s, what are your earliest memories of that neighborhood?
Oh, man.
It was the slums back then.
Yeah, man. We used to play softball, man, in the backyard with concrete, and the boys used to hit rocks and hit you in the mouth. Out there, man. We used to jump from condemned buildings. There was a lot of condemned buildings.
Right.
Jump to some old mattresses. We would jump.
Right.
I mean, our pool was the fire hydrant. You feel me?
Everything you see in the movies, it was really like that.
No, it was really like that.
Your rubble from abandoned buildings.
That's what we played at. Well, that's what we love, man.
You remember basketball with the milk crates?
The milk crates, man. We used to play Skelsies in the street, right?
Yeah.
Cars can hit you, play Skelsies. You make tops and I mean, but we loved it, man. We loved it, man.
What an adventure.
It was the hood, man. I loved it, man,
And your father, I believed he stayed behind in Puerto Rico. Is that correct?
Well, no, he never was a part of me.
Okay.
He never was a part of my life.
So it was just you and your mother.
So my mama was heartbroken, and then my mama took me alone, and then came to New York, and then she got with my stepfather.
Did you have brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got brothers and sisters on my father's side.
Okay.
And I got 4 brothers from my mama and my stepdad.
I see. Oh, so you're the oldest of the people raised in New York?
Yes.
I see.
Yes,
I see.
yes.
Okay. And your stepfather, who was he?
He was a hardworking man. He was an alcoholic,
Right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the game?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. No. So you, mature a little bit. You grow up fast in the Bronx in the 60s and 70s.
On food stamps, man, welfare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yellow cheese, powdered milk.
That's it.
Hated school, bullied me. They had no money for school, so I had to wear hand-me-downs for my cousin,
Right.
So I hated school, man, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was fighting all the time, you feel me?
Yeah.
For survival.
Yeah.
And then I joined my first gang. You see what I'm saying?
How old were you?
I was about, 13, 14 years old, 13.
And these are like pre-drug gangs. These are like 70s.
Yeah,
when you watch the Warriors movie, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, Savage Skulls, the Ghetto Brothers.
That was the name of your gang?
I was Young Skull, Young Ghetto Brother. Did you see my the 700 Club?
Yeah.
Pat Robinson, he did my story.
Right.
Yeah. And so when he went back, he'd done a study on the gangs that I was, and they were very prevalent, very mean, but we loved them because what they did, they accepted the castaways.
Right.
And I was a castaway, so I'd done anything that they asked me to do because they loved me, I thought.
What would they ask you to do?
Oh, man, hit jokers in the head. But back in the time, we used knives.
Yeah.
And the kind of guns we made out of antenna zip guns.
Zip guns.
Yes, sir. And see, so, I mean, because, man, for the first time, I felt a part of something when they embraced me. I felt like I was part of something.
Yeah.
Because, see, I'm dark-skinned. My mama light-skinned, your color. My stepdad, he's your color. So I got 4 brothers. If you go to Facebook, they don't look nothing like me. They're white.
Light-skinned Puerto Ricans.
And I always felt like an outcast. That's a story that I really like. You know, it just...
You got the Sammy Sosa look.
Yeah, I felt, you know, I experienced a lot of... I had an infection for many years. And there was no help.
Yeah.
They couldn't diagnose where that infection. The only thing that would subside the pain a little bit was when I used to drink and do dope. And many, many, many years, it was eating me, it was killing me. Nobody can help me. And sitting in the federal penitentiary in Atlanta, that's the mean one there.
Yeah.
And I was in a hole, and God showed me what that infection was. It was the infection of rejection. I've been rejected all my life. So when I went to that gang, my first gang, they embraced me with everything in me, and I never felt like that. Like I was part of it. So whatever they asked me to do.
Right. Did you put in work with that knife?
Knife?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Rob folk, you know, and, you know, beat down to a lot of rival.
Right. A lot of rival crews.
The crew teams, yes.
Now, did you fall into, you said you did dope. Are you talking about heroin or just smoking like?
No, cocaine. Yeah, I taste some heroin, but mostly was cocaine. Then I tried crack.
When it came around.
When it came around, but thank God I was able to beat that. And then that's when I went up in Miami.
Right.
Because now I was a supervisor and I had people under me.
Right.
Everybody who worked with me couldn't smoke no dope.
Okay, so let's get into that. So just backing up a little bit, what was your initial introduction to the drug game?
My dad.
Okay.
In Puerto Rico, I was 15 years old, and my mother, because of the gangs, and she felt that I'm going to get killed, so she sent me to my grandmama, her mama, in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico.
And my dad was over there. I ain't know nothing. Never seen him in my life. And he got wind of it.
Wow.
And he went and snatched me up. And then I went with him.
You'd never met him?
No, never, man, my whole life.
But why did he come snatch you up? He wanted a relationship with you.
He came one time, I heard, when I was in the Bronx, but I was out somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's when my mama slapped me in the face because my auntie was drunk. She said, your dad coming. I was confused because I thought that was my dad. So I went and asked my mom, and she went, psh.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that I had another dad.
Right.
But then I was 15 now when I went over, 14 going to 15 when my mama sent me to my grandma's house to get me away from the gang.
And it turns out your
he was
father
the biggest drug dealer in the South Side. I didn't know. I knew one thing. He had a beautiful car. Not how he ain't never work. He woke up at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But then he had a house, a wooden house in the back of his house.
Yeah.
And when I went down there to the backyard, I was intrigued about that house. It was just an old wooden house. And I went and I looked in the window, and there he was, him and the crew, bagging up heroin. Yeah, he was bagging up, making...
Okay, so at this time in Puerto Rico in the 70s, the big thing was heroin?
Heroin.
Okay, so was that heroin that they were getting ready to export to the U.S., or were they keeping it and selling it in Puerto Rico?
No, in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what kind of heroin? Was that heroin coming from South America?
No, sir. It was chocofang from China, from Vietnam.
So it was the China White?
Yeah, China White. That's what they had, yeah. Yeah, they had connections, man. They were bringing it in. Yes, sir.
So your father presumptively had connections to Southeast Asia?
Well, he had, I don't know if he had it directly, but I know one thing, he was working for some people who had the connection.
I had no idea that a place, because Puerto Rico was very poor back then.
Well,
But they had money to buy China White.
Yes, because when you're a drug kingpin, all he matters is, can you pay for this package?
Yeah.
You understand? He creates a commercial, a place where, and I'm gonna tell you, you might not have food money to eat, but you're gonna have money to buy some dope.
Of course. You ever seen a dope fiend? That's your proof.
So yeah, Puerto Rico always been booming with drugs, always.
Okay, so you walked in on your father and his workers.
I walked in, and then he couldn't hide it. I mean, and we just met, really. And so now he would send me on little missions to take packages because I was new and I knew how to speak English.
Right.
I was bilingual.
Right.
Do you think that a company can benefit from a bilingual speaking?
Of course they can.
Well, in the drug business too.
Right. Now, why was that a benefit in his business that you spoke English?
Yeah, because there was a base, there'd been army bases over there.
Right. Oh, and this is after Vietnam, so.
They got Fort Allen, Fort Buchanan. These are American bases.
Right.
You got gringos there, and they pay for drugs.
Right, yes, and they're all putting it, they're shooting it up.
They're shooting it up and everything like that. So we lived close to Fort Allen. So I used to go on that base with gringos to have fun,
right,
and so, also African
Americans? Yeah. Black Americans.
Yeah, Black Americans, yeah.
So were you bringing the dope directly to the users, or were you bringing them to your dad's workers?
No, I would take it to my dad's workers.
Okay. Wow. And who were some of his workers? Who was getting his packages?
Those are local guys over there that, some of them were fishermen.
Right.
Anybody do anything to get extra dollar. These are family folk, but they had a chance to make an extra dollar.
Right.
So they work for my dad, Wow. These are friends, godfather, compadre, like family that for years,
Right.
And they were that wasn't flamboyant. Nah, so you couldn't tell. Old school, man, old school, you couldn't tell. And they made a ton of money. Wow. And then they used to go in the sea, they used to fish, and they'd be bringing in stacks. Weed was big over there.
Oh, weed was?
Oh, my God. Yeah, weed.
Was your father into that, too?
Yeah, he was into weed, heroin. Then when cocaine came. Yeah.
Now, was that the weed that was coming from Colombia?
I don't know where that weed was coming from, to be honest with you.
Probably Jamaica or Colombia, if it's the 70s.
70s, yeah.
Wow. So who were the customers buying up the heroin? It was the people at the base, the Americans.
We got Americans and then locally people. I mean, they get hooked up, and then, once they taste it, they love it.
Wow. And what, back in the 70s, a brick of China White in New York that's pure, you could cut it 100 times. You could make $200,000, $300,000 off one brick. Was that similar in Puerto Rico?
Same thing in Puerto Rico.
Wow. Because they were using American dollars, right?
Yeah, that's American dollars. Yes,
wow. So your dad was
my dad used to
rich.
He would cut it, manito. Well, let me tell you about my dad. As easy the money came, he made a ton. He spent it.
Oh yeah, you can't give an old school Rican that kind of money.
So
how many mistresses?
Oh man,
how much gold?
That's the thing about when you don't have that kind of mind, that business mind.
Knows how to handle that money.
Yeah, yes, sir. And so, but he made a ton of money. He made a ton of enemies. I got stabbed over in Puerto Rico. That's what got me to come back to the States.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
We was at a club, man. I was DJing and drinking, and I had the mother of my child, my first woman. She started fighting and arguing, and so I was taking her home arguing, and this dude that didn't like my dad, we passed his house going to the car, and we passed his house, and then he heard me. That's what I heard. He heard my voice, and he ran, jumped the gate, and when I kept walking, he come up on me, and I was drunk And so he started talking. When I went to him, he stabbed me.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah. Almost, the doctor said almost half an inch more, he would have cut my intestine.
Almost a fatal shot, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. And so,
Wow.
then I got revenge after that, beat him down. And after that, I came back to New York.
Okay.
Yeah. My mama, she sent me back. She sent me over there.
To get away from the violence.
And I went and got into more than ever over there. Because that's where I started really experiencing cocaine.
Right.
Sniffing heroin.
And drug money.
And drug money and just very foolish. I was 15 years old, I had my first woman. I got a baby from her now.
Yeah, from 15.
Yeah, so it just escalated. But I did gain a lot of experience.
Right.
Later on, when that come, I started, because then later on, instead of my dad, I'm working for my dad, I used to sell him.
Oh, you started supplying your father later on.
And I would take it from Miami on the airport. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Kilos on the
right. Once the cocaine started hitting. Hey guys, this summer I will be on the road doing stand-up comedy plus a live episode of The Connect. On August 20th, I will be in San Diego, California. On August 21st, I will be in Chandler, Arizona, right outside of Phoenix. And then on August 24th, I will be in Plano, Texas. That's the Dallas area. Again, doing stand-up comedy plus some special guests doing a live episode of The Connect. Go to linktree.com/Johnny Mitchell or go to micdropcomedyclub.com and search my name. All three of those venues will be Mic Drop Comedy Club venues. Come out and see me. San Diego, Phoenix, Arizona, Dallas, Texas. We'll see you there. So you could actually sell it for a higher price in Puerto Rico than you could in Miami? The cocaine?
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, yeah.
Wow.
But my dad was he was already here.
Oh, I see.
He was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I see. Wild.
I used to get in the plane. Kilo.
Wow. How did he end up in Pennsylvania, coming from Ponce, Puerto Rico?
Yeah, he went to Connecticut and he started making a lot of money.
Yeah.
He opened dope houses, heroin in Connecticut, Willie Maddox. And then from there, he went to Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Amish. Me and him did 2 years in the county jail over there in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My cell was 621, his was 622.
Wow. And he opened up a drug market in Lancaster?
Yes, heroin.
Wow.
I promise.
Wow.
I promise. Yeah, man.
So your dad was this enterprising, old school drug dealer. Like wherever you put him, he was gonna find a market.
He gonna find a market.
How long were you in Puerto Rico when you were a teenager?
About 2 years, maybe.
Okay. So that was enough to have a baby. You start using drugs, and then you got the worse than drugs, in my opinion, is the taste of drug money. The fast money. So you come back kind of a man at 17.
Well, I come back, but I came back under one condition. I had to join the Army.
Is that it?
Your mom wouldn't let me.
Right.
I was 17 years old, so you need your parents to sign. I joined the delay entry program in the Army. But listen what happened. To get my mom off my back, I said, Mom, okay, I'll join. And I woke up that morning, I said, well, I'm gonna go with her to Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. And I'll just take the test. But if I fail it, she can't get mad. She can't put me out the house.
Right.
My intention was not to pass it. I end up passing the test by 1 point.
So now you have to go?
I have to go.
So you were in the Army?
I was in the Army.
This is like 1979?
78, 79, exactly.
So then how long were you in the Army? Where'd you go?
79, I went in 79 to 81. They sent me to prison. What I started doing, I was bringing dope from New York, weed, and purple microdose, acid, and selling to the soldiers.
You get the out of here.
That is my witness.
So you were in uniform, on duty. You were bringing dope from New York to.
I would bring and I would sell to the soldiers, and I would loan shark, and see they get paid twice a month.
Right.
The government,
Right.
And so when they didn't pay me, me and my team would go and take their car, take take the stereo that a lot of them came from Germany with good.
Yeah.
Remember when the Bose 901?
Right.
Yeah, and so and that's what got me in trouble.
Wow. So you had a crew, like you didn't even care that you were in the Army. You're like, no, I'm a gangster.
I used to love the Army, but you gotta understand, I come from that, like you said, I was exposed to Puerto Rico to money, quick money.
Yeah.
And I was ignorant, don't have no direction. I would just, and so I wanted to make money, so I would do that. I would come. And so.
So you caught a case?
I caught a case.
Was it a drug case or the extortion? Or?
On the extortion. So I took a man's car. I took a soldier's car and I busted it up. I ran into a fence or something. Anyway.
And so do the military police arrest you? How does that happen when you're...
They arrest me, right? And then they send me to Fort Gordon in Augusta, stockade.
Yeah.
Until you go to trial.
Right.
See, but I was boxing in the Army. What saved my behind, they're going to give me a whole bunch of years, but they only gave me a couple, but because my full-bird colonel, he spoke on my behalf, he loved me. My full-bird colonel, he loved the world out of me.
Wow.
And so he helped me, but they found me guilty and sent me to Leavenworth.
Wow, for how long?
2 years.
Wow. What was Leavenworth? Was that the big joint?
That's
the USP?
Big joint, yeah.
Not
The Army.
The Army
Kansas,
prison.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Hard labor confinement, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's like old school.
That's old school, man.
Hard labor.
Yeah.
We're sentencing you to 2 years hard
man.
labor. That's some antebellum slavery.
And when I came back out, I went back to the base. The only place I knew, Hinesville.
Right.
Fort Stewart.
What does that mean?
Fort Stewart.
Fort Stewart?
Yeah, that's the base I was at when I was selling those.
Right.
See, that was my first station. That's why I went to do my when I joined the Army.
Yeah.
That was my permanent station.
Right.
Fort Stewart.
Right.
Hinesville, Georgia.
So when you got out.
I went back there.
To what? To
selling dope now.
Sell dope again?
I have to.
But you're kicked out of the Army, right? After
I'm kicked out of the Army. So now I go back to my playground. I went back over there and I started climbing up, and that's why I got shot 6 times in my chest.
Okay. So you go back to Hinesville, Georgia. You're selling cocaine now?
I'm selling weed. I'm selling acid.
Yeah.
Not cocaine, just weed and acid.
Right.
In Hinesville. And I'm making a ton of money.
I mean, are you not the craziest?
Yeah.
And what happened? How'd you get shot?
I got ambushed. See, when you do dirt, and when you do bad things, evil stuff, especially my ex, I was dogging her. I used to stay out, and so she had it in for me, and I didn't know.
And then?
Well, she went and told her family, her dad and them, and so they ambushed me. And I felt something that day. I was taking a shower, and I felt like I shouldn't go to this meeting, but I said, no, I'm going, I'm good. My image, and I had to continue that ego.
Yeah. Did you have something on you? Did you carry a piece?
No, I didn't have nothing on me. Because these are people that I
trust,
and I've been there, And so when I went in, there was a duplex. And so I went in and, hey, so let's go back here. So we went to the back of the room. And then I seen the guy stand at the door. And when I look across, I got my man. And what happened is the hammer of the got stuck to his pants. And he was trying to.
Right.
But by the time I realized he had got it out, he shot the first bullet, hit me here on my side. And I went down on the ground, and there was a bed that separated us. So I felt like my idea was go under the bed, slide, and pull his feet. But when I went to slide under the bed, it was too low, and I got stuck. And then he came around, and then he emptied the gun on me.
Where did it went through your back?
Here. I got a scar from here past my belly button.
Did you think he was just going to execute you? Did you think that was it for you?
That was it. I was choking on my blood. My right leg was shaking. Everything went in slow motion. That's another thing. I can't describe it. It was like in slow motion, everything. and I heard screams, and like, and.
Is this your girl's brother that did this?
Her father.
Her father.
And so there's a lot of commotion. And
what do you do when you think you're gonna die? Like when you're really
for me, it was.
What do you say to yourself?
It was bad, man, because I first of all, I never had a religion experience, so I didn't know nothing about hell or heaven and none of that. I was ignorant of that. All I had on my mind was my mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I said to myself, I would like to see my mother one more time. That's all. And then a helicopter, because one of my workers, he was downstairs. Thank God, he the one who called 911. He heard.
Right.
And so a helicopter came and took me to Savannah Memorial, Savannah, Georgia, wow. Savannah Memorial Hospital.
Wow.
And next thing I know, that's what when I woke up, I was in a coma for a month and a half.
And did it hit arteries? Did it hit
my
organs?
Spleen, it bust my spleen, part of my lung. Yes, I should be dead, bro.
You should be dead. I mean, you should have been dead from the knife shot. But now you got 6 in you in the abdomen.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I believe with everything in me that God Almighty had his hand on me. Now, at that time, I thought I was invincible, because once I made it, I remember I had a lot of tubes, and when I woke up and I tried to get those tubes, and so the alarm went off in the hospital. I remember that, and the nurses, and they tied me to the bed. And I was very angry, man, very angry. I wanted revenge, As a matter of fact, I escaped the hospital to get revenge, and I caught pneumonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they put me back in the hospital. And then once I got my strength and everything, I never did tell on nobody. Every day the police was there.
Yeah.
Every day the popo, room full of them.
Wow. And so you, old school, kept it solid.
No, yes, sir. And so when I got out, that's when I had the opportunity to move my operation.
Now, did you think about going back and killing your father-in-law?
I tell you, I escaped the hospital to kill all of them.
Right.
But they moved out. They were gone.
They fled.
Yeah, and I caught pneumonia because I really was weak. You know? And so I was very vengeful.
And most people at this stage, after surviving a knife attack, 6 shots to the abdomen, that's usually when they would find religion. But you don't take the gangster out of the Puerto Rican very easily. So you felt even more invincible.
Yes.
Which I think is common, especially from dudes from the street. Like, if you survive 6 shots, it's like, well, you can't tell me now. Like, I'm Scarface, but I lived at the end.
Yeah, man. This is the problem, I believe, for a lot of us, hustlers, man. Our exterior looks like we can handle the world, but inside we very fragile.
Mm-hmm. Ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We very fragile, and we just want somebody who believe in us.
Yeah. And
once you find that person, I mean, he can practically get you to do whatever.
Right.
Because you long to be accepted.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Everybody longs to be accepted.
Everybody. Drug kingpins are no exception.
Yeah. And the thing about, and I want to dispel a lot of, people, they want to glamorize drug dealing. But listen, the end result, either you die or you end up in prison.
Yeah. You were spared, though.
Yeah.
So where did you go? Yeah, well, where'd you move after you got out of the hospital?
I went to Florida.
Okay. So now you're down in Miami?
No, I'm in Brooksville, Florida, Ocala, about 40 minutes from Tampa.
Sounds redneck.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
Little town. Yeah, we're a little town. Man, my cousin really took me there to help me. He moved. He said, "Come on, man, I'm gonna help you." He was going to church. And me and him grew up together. His mama and my mama were twin sisters.
Okay.
So he really wanna, get me to go to church and things.
Right.
But I wasn't ready, and I wasn't having it.
Right.
So I lived with him for a little bit. And I knew that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, staying with him. So I got me a little place, And then I started going up, buying dope and turning it over. You know, started with half an ounce, and then I built myself up, and now I'm making all this money.
What year is this?
This is after 80, I'd say 86.
Okay.
85.
Okay, so is this cocaine now, or are you still flipping heroin?
No, this is cocaine. No, cocaine, heroin, and
both.
In Florida. And
so you kept multiple different businesses. I could never do that. When I was in the game, I had to focus on just one market. I'm either doing weed or I'm doing coke. Yes. But you were juggling both.
Yeah, because you have two clienteles, you know. So yeah. I did pretty good at it.
Hims. You guys know Daddy for quite a long time has been unable to achieve a God-given peace. That's right. If you struggle with a little bit of erectile dysfunction, like God intended, no shame. Nothing wrong with it. Come out of the darkness into the light. There's hope in the form of a nice candied little pill. It's like a hard mint, okay? And it's got all the ingredients in Viagra or Cialis, but it is cheaper and works more effectively. Hims offers access to ED treatment options that cost 95% less than brand names. 95%. That's almost 100% cheaper. That's almost 100% cheaper than that crap that you got to buy at the doctor, or you got to cross the border to go to a pharmacy in Tijuana. Yeah, that's always a dicey situation. With hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, Hims can find you the ED option that works for you. Just fill out an intake form on their site and connect with a medical provider who can determine if treatment is right for you. The process is 100% online, which means no office visits and no pharmacy lines. That's right, nobody will know that your sucks. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. If prescribed, your medication ships discreetly to your door for free. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/connect. Once again, find ED treatment that's up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/connect. You guys, I get fired up because I love these guys. hims.com/connect. And here's some stuff that I don't even want to read, but they make me just by law.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription is required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Thank you, Hims, and hundreds of millions of other men, thank you. Who are your connects when you're in Florida? You're bringing it down from New York? Or?
No. I found me a connection in Tampa, some Cubans.
Right.
And so they would, and at first they fronted me. You know, and that's what made it so enticing. You know? I ain't had to put the money up front.
Right.
But then I started buying it and making my own profit, you know, and things like that.
So you're building and building.
Building. But at the same time, again, no restraint.
No.
You know? I mean, you live in la vida loca. Mm-hmm. You partying. The party, clubs, girls, you know, and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff because you ain't have no restraint. So, yeah, I was making a lot of money on that, but again, one day I get my throat cut.
Wow. This doesn't end with you,
no.
Jaimecito?
Yeah, got my whole throat. Over 200 stitches left for dead. And
where was this? How did this happen?
I had a lot of money in the house and dope. When I got home, my woman, she greeted me at the door. I was gone for 3 days.
Partying.
I was coked up for...
Other women, I'm sure.
Oh, my God. I just came... I mean, 3 days with
respectfully,
women.
You look like you well. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But anyway, and so I come home, and she meet me at the door, and she hugged me and she kissed me, and next thing I know, I felt something cold down my chest, blood. So I run to the bathroom. My neck is split open. She cut me with a razor blade, Gillette. Cut my whole throat here like that.
This is like a prison shanking. That's something that happens in the joint.
Yeah. She split my whole, and so
God.
I ran to the bathroom. I looked, and when I come back out, she's gone. And when I'm thinking, I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm thinking about the money I got and the dope I got at the house.
Right.
Because that was my identity. See, that's what I lived for. That's what made me somebody, I thought at that time, was money and drugs.
Hang on, but you're leaking out of your neck.
Leaking.
200 stitches?
Yeah, but listen, I didn't go. I didn't go to the hospital because I knew if I would go, they would check my blood and find probable cause to get a warrant and come and take my stuff. So I put a towel around my neck, try to make a tourniquet. I tried, and I went out. Again, one of my workers came looking for me. He saw my car, and he opened the door, so he started going to the windows, and he see me in that king side bed, blood everywhere. And he called the 911, and so that doctor, I never forget him, man. When I finally opened my eyes, he said, ain't nowhere in the world I was supposed to, 3 blood transfusions, ain't nowhere in the world I was supposed to be alive. I lost a lot of blood. 200 stitches in my neck, man.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can still see it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
40 years later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He cut my throat. And man.
Did you get the work out of the house though? You got the work and the money out of the house?
Yeah, I went to they ain't never took my blood right there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get in no trouble. But what happened, man, I left because things got real hot, you know?
Yeah.
Police, they got real hot. So I left there. And then from there.
Hang on, I just want just a quick button to this story. Did you ever see your girl again?
Yeah, man, I seen her again. I mean.
You got back with her, didn't you?
I loved her, man. You know, I mean, listen, it's like having a faithful dog, and you mistreat that dog is faithful.
It's like having a dog with rabies that bites you, but yeah.
Yeah, man, she was a good woman. I was the one.
Sure.
When you get to a place in your life where you stop blaming folk and stop accepting responsibility for the actions of folk.
I would call that radical accountability because you're a victim of crime in this instance.
Yeah, I was.
Cheating it's not an excuse for almost killing you with a razor, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's...
Well, it was abuse. I used to abuse her.
Right. The whole situation is drug-fueled. It's toxic. It's just an insane lifestyle. Where did you, but still you haven't had your come to Jesus moment.
No. I went to Miami. See.
This is just going to ramp up from here.
So when that happened, got my throat cut and everything, I had, and then the police, they started getting.
It's getting hot.
So I had to stop, you know, and lay low. Mm-hmm. But the money go down, you know what I mean? So then I end up in West Palm Beach, and I'm with some Spanish guy, Mexicans, and next thing I know, I jack them up and take their car. And I ended up in Miami with an old Grand Prix, a 70-something.
Stolen
in Miami. And so I got down on myself. I was living off that car in North Miami Beach, and then I started hitting crack.
Wow.
And for about a month, I hitting that thing. And one day I went into this grocery store, Cuba, and I put a bag of Oreo cookies in my pants. When I came out, they grabbed me. And so they called the police, and they took me to Dade County Jail. I stood there for about 2 weeks and let me up, but when they let me out, I don't got no car. The tow truck took the car.
Right.
And so I ran out the street, tried to commit suicide. What happened was I managed to get me one more piece of crack, and got me a can of Coca-Cola, and you make holes on it. You put ashes, and then when I was going to take my puff, a city bus came and blew everything away. And I started punching myself. And I closed my eyes, and I jetted across Biscayne Boulevard.
Wow.
And next thing I know, 2 police officers, they grabbed me. One on my left, one on my right. One of them wanted to take me to jail, but the other one, He said, man, this man need help. So they took me to a detox place. And then in there, I don't know what happened. I don't remember the days I was out, but when I came back up, they took me to my first NA meeting.
Wow.
Or AA meeting.
Yeah, did you do the program?
No, I just went when I was in detox.
Right.
And I heard this drug dealer, this dude that worked for a big car dealership in Brainin in Miami. He come and spoke. He had a Rolex and everything, but he was telling me that he told a story he was addicted to heroin. I couldn't believe it. He was clean, and I felt hope. I said, man. So when I got out at that place, I went to Bird Row in Miami, Bird Row, to an AA room, and I started making coffee. They accepted me, and I started sleeping in an old abandoned Volkswagen that was my outside in the lot. And then I would go, and I would take I wait till the close the meeting, the last meeting, about 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock at night. I would take a shower with a little hose, had 2 pair of underwear. And then this other dude from the AA room, he gave me a job. He was a painter, so I would work during the day, right? And that's why I met my other wife.
Your other wife?
Yeah, I met Sonia, my wife.
Okay.
Now we divorced now, but.
And she was also in the program?
She was
getting clean?
She was NA. She was being clean in NA. And I met her at the NA club dance.
Wow.
And then, even though I was homeless, living in a car, she didn't care. Then one day, I was walking with her to the movies, and the police stopped me. And I had a warrant for a long time ago in Inverness. So they took me away. She waited for about 2 months for me. Me and this girl never. And when I got out, I went back to Miami. And then I started living with her, and then I started working at Subways. And what happened in Subways? I meet the Connect. Oh. I'm trying to do right.
Said nobody ever. You were working at Subway Sandwich?
Sandwich, and I meet the Connect.
Only in Miami. Did you meet the Connect? So making a number 4 meatball sub.
I'm telling you.
Yo. Okay. So first of all, that's wild. But it sounds like you were committed to your sobriety at this time.
Yeah, right? I was committed. I wanted to do right, man. That dude, man, gave me hope.
And how long had you been sober when you met the Connect at Subway?
I don't know what, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, maybe.
But that's a long time. That
for me, it was. Man, listen, man, I was painting. I was trying to do right. Get a real job. I was.
Well, what's so interesting, I've learned that a lot of these old school kingpins were junkies themselves before they blew up in the dope game. They actually got clean off dope, and that's the reason. Part of the reason for their success is they respected drug addiction.
Yeah, I respect drug addiction.
They respect drugs, even though they sell them. That's what and they have a compassion for users. Yeah, it's very ironic because they're also supplying the users with the thing that's destroying them. But so this is, in your case, it's kind of a similar situation.
It's a similar situation. I have a great respect for the addiction side.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because you wanted to kill yourself. I mean, you were so down bad.
You become held captive. You become in bondage to addiction. People don't understand the physical element of addiction.
What was worse to come off of, crack or heroin?
I think for me was crack, man. Because you was always chasing that first high, and you can never be there. And you keep, I mean, it's madness.
Yeah.
It's madness.
Yeah. That's wild. You're chasing that 15-minute high.
Maybe.
As many times a day as you can. Truly, you're in prison.
Yes, man.
So, and did you work the steps? Were you doing the 12-step program?
I was working the steps and everything like that, but now I got a woman.
Right.
So, once you have a woman, you need money.
That's right.
The woman. So I put that pressure on me. Now I'm working at Subway.
Right.
And the Dominicans come in they realize I'm Puerto Rican, and so we speak Spanish.
Oye, coño, ¿qué quieres?
¿Cómo está, amigo? And they will come on weekends.
Right.
And, I would give them a little sandwich. but they were clean. I mean,
right.
You know? And so
could they tell? There's something in you. You've been talking about your workers. Like clearly you exude an energy of a jefe, a capo, a boss. They must have seen that.
It's like a scout, you know? How you go.
Exactly. This guy's got a mean right hand. This guy's got a mean fastball.
A mean jumper.
Yeah, right.
People don't understand that the drug world is a business, and you got scouts. They go out there and they study you. I believe those people were coming to Subway to study me for a while because they came.
Right. Because you're this tall, really confident, or Puerto Rican guy in the 80s. It's like, what's this dude working at Subway for? Let's put him on with a package.
That's exactly what happened. So then they started. And so one day they said, man, we want to talk to you, man. You know? And so after Subway, we sat down and then they told me, he said, man, this is what we do. You want to make some bread? And man, I thought it was an opportunity of a lifetime because now I'm clean.
Right.
And so that's, you know what I'm saying? I know right now that I'm finna go up the charts.
You're not going to f this one up.
No, I'm not going to mess this thing up, never in this lifetime.
What were they offering you?
No, they gave me a key.
Up front?
Up front for $18,000. But guess how much I could sell it for over there in Pennsylvania? 32.
Almost.
And guess who my first customer is? My dad.
God damn, and that is the tale of the Puerto Rican immigrant, my friends. Wow.
See?
So you're almost doubling up, literally just taking a key and dropping it off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, the only thing about it, I'm taking it in on the airplane.
Right.
But back in the day, it wasn't like...
It wasn't nothing.
No, I mean, there wasn't that much...
Security
and knowledge.
You just put a key in your checked luggage?
In my check luggage.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we'll bring the money back.
Same way.
Yeah. Cash money. And so I started doing that, and those people, that team, that crew, they love me.
Right.
Because when we go out like to the clubs in Miami, La Bahia, they had a club with nights on the water, I wouldn't drink. So they were checking, and they wanted me. They would buy Dom Perignon, champagne.
And
never, ever.
So you never, even when you blew up to be this major drug dealer, you never even went back to drinking?
I didn't drink. No. It hurt me. I learned so much from that pain.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so...
so they respected you?
They respected me tremendously, man. And I always pay on time.
Right.
And what got them scared was now they don't have to front me. I'm buying it.
Right. This episode is sponsored by Ava. Ava is a credit building app that makes it super simple to improve your credit fast so you can get better rates on loans, pay off debt faster, and keep more money in your pocket. You guys know this. I got denied for a business loan this year, and I still haven't gotten over it. See, if I had used Ava, I could have linked in all of my monthly payments like Netflix, like rent, all of these things that are on auto pay that I'm going to pay anyways. I could have linked that to the Ava app, and they would have reported those payments to a credit rating agency, and therefore I probably would have got this loan. I would have had an 800 credit score. That's how fast you can build up your credit history by using Ava. Literally in a month or two, you could improve your credit score 100 points or more. That's big. You got to have good credit in this fiat currency, debt-based monetary system we live in. Oh God, he's going to make a Bitcoin point again. Ava also offers a credit card, the Ava card, which gives you credit up to $2,500, and you can use it to pay your existing bills and subscriptions automatically. Then just sit back and watch your credit climb. And once again, Ava reports all of your on-time payments to all of the major credit bureaus every day to help you build positive credit history quickly. The longer you stick with Ava, the higher your score can go. And it's just $6 a month. There's no credit check with Ava, there's no interest, and there's no fees. Download the Ava app, spelled AVA, today, and when you join using my promo code CONNECT, you'll get your first month free. This offer is only for my listeners. Get the Ava app and use promo code CONNECT to get your first month free. Why not? Try it out. You've got nothing to lose. That's promo code CONNECT. Thank you, Ava. And now go and get yourself some good credit. Wow, today must be my lucky day because I am getting ad reads for products, all of which I am already a customer of. Mando whole body deodorant, the world's #1 whole body deodorant. You guys know what it is. Not just your armpits, your forearms, your grundle, the back of your neck. neck, the bottoms of your feet. You probably brush your teeth with it, to be honest with you. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. It was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. That's right. All of the leading brands that I've tried to try to block out my sweat and my funk, they didn't work. I had to switch over to Mando. And check this out. Not only does it smell incredible, it's got scents like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. Unlike all that crap that you buy at the grocery store, these products do not have any baking soda, they're paraben-free, they're gluten-free, and they're aluminum-free. That's like, I don't want to put aluminum in my armpits. It's like seeping into my body, you know what I mean? It's like, get yourself something that's not going to harm your body. You're just trying to smell good, okay? Come on. You know you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant, don't you? Well, you can now find Mando in Walmart, Target, and other major retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com and use my promo code. New customers are going to get a starter pack. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. And as a special offer for my listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use code Mitchell, that's 2 L's at the end, at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. Once again, shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Use that promo code Mitchell. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great doing it. Okay, so you start off with 1 key. You're instantly making $14,000 by bringing it to your father in Pennsylvania. How did you expand and find other customers?
Oh, man, because remember the clubs in Miami?
Yeah.
See, and so you meet people.
Right.
Right? And so little crew here, Cuban. I met this Cuban crew,
right? And
they were in the business, so they can recognize. They we speak our lingo,
right?
And so you start making these connections. Connect, right? The plug. See, I wanted to meet that plug.
And at 18,000, was that considered like enough of a wholesale price to where you could then supply wholesale, like give them a good price?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so you're hitting off these different crews. What can you turn a package around? You can't sell a key for 32 in Miami at that time.
No.
But where do you? What's like what's a normal distribution look like for you?
Man, to me it was Pennsylvania, New York. It had to be out of town.
Right.
Yeah. Out of where the prices are.
Right. What are you selling? Boston.
Yeah. Worcester, Providence,
right.
Rhode Island.
Right.
$33,000, $34,000.
And who are you selling to up there?
Man, crews, teens, Dominicans.
Right.
Dominicans. I had a lot of friends Dominicans,
wow.
man. They're strong up there, up the road.
For sure.
Yeah. Dominicans, some Puerto Ricans, my dad and them, not a lot, but.
Yeah, the Puerto Ricans seem to be into heroin always and not so much cocaine.
Yeah, they made a lot of money in heroin.
Interesting, and I could never figure out why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because cocaine is more commercial, and clubs and girls.
Right.
So you'll consume more.
Right.
Do you understand? If you put heroin here and cocaine, what's more attractive?
Cocaine, obviously.
Obviously, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with that, cocaine, boy. You got more chance to rise and to get more,
right. I also think Puerto Ricans, they made some connection with Southeast Asia earlier, and they were earlier immigrants to the U.S., and heroin came first, and so therefore they were just at that time and place in the market.
Yes.
So it's very kind of unusual. Was it kind of unusual to be a Puerto Rican cocaine kingpin the way you were? Like, did you know any other Ricans like doing it?
Yeah, I knew a lot.
On your level?
Not a whole bunch, but and I don't consider me a big kingpin. I would just consider myself, made a lot of money, but a supervisor.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you're essentially logistics, moving the kilos.
Logistics. There you go. I gotcha. There you go.
So how many? How did this thing scale up? How many keys were you moving?
As a matter of fact, I got arrested. My charge was, they found 3 kilos in the trunk of the car, but 500 was coming. I was going to the Bahamas and supervising.
Okay, yeah, go into that a little bit, please,
Yeah, we used to go. So by that time, I finished with the Dominicans because I found me a stronger crew.
Okay.
These were Cubans in Miami.
I see.
And they were real strong.
Right. And the Cubans were the ones getting it straight off the...
Yeah, and they had a lane already established from Colombia to Bahamas. We had radios and everything.
Wow.
And from the Bahamas, speedboats to come bring it here to Miami.
Right. And what was your function?
My function was go to the Bahamas and supervise. When they dump, make sure that the natives, the Bahamians, supervise them and bring it into the bush, to the woods, until the boats came.
I see. So the Bahamians, were they the ones driving the speedboats into Florida with the coke?
No.
Or who was doing that?
No, they would come from here.
Okay.
That team,
right?
The Cubans, they were here, and then they would drive the boats. My thing was, you see, you got to understand, how in the world are you going to supervise? I'm not from the Bahamas. I don't have no gun or nothing.
Right.
The natives, they can easily chop me up and take the dough.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't they? Too much money.
They respected that team.
Right.
And plus, you can't, when you're working like that, you got to be ruthless, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, I was that guy that would go over there and supervise.
Right.
Until the speedboats come from Miami and get the load.
I see. So you were just basically guarding the work, making sure the Bahamians didn't steal it.
Yeah, steal. No, that's exactly.
Wow.
But one of the Bahamians, the young man that I was telling you, he worked with us, you know,
right.
even though he was a native. So we knew where his mama lived at.
Right.
We knew everything about him.
Right.
And he was the point guy. So when I go, he the one pick me up. And I stayed with him, and when the police arrested me, see, they knew already. See, they vultures.
Of course.
They don't care. They just want money.
Right.
And so they arrested me when I was with my man, and they beat me down. And then they won $7 grand. So call back home Miami. They got $7 grand, but then instead of them letting me go, they gave me to immigration. Now they wanted a little cut. So that's what I got arrested for, you know. Possession with intent to distribute and conspiracy to import 500. That was that charge. But
so you were charged in the Bahamas?
No, here in America.
Oh, so they turned you over to immigration.
No. They let me go.
Okay.
No, over there I just paid the money.
Hold on. I don't want to bury the lead yet.
Yeah.
So how did it work? They would bring over, what was a normal load coming from Colombia landing in the Bahamas? A normal size load?
500.
And was this the era of Carlos Later?
Carlos Later, I didn't know him. Yeah, it was his era. Yeah, he ran. You know, he lived in the Bahamas. He had
I know. He had his own airport, right?
Yeah.
Norman's Cay or something. And so, do you think that was cocaine coming straight from the Medellin cartel?
I believed that with everything in me.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And so he would probably land it there, and then the boats would drop it off on the mainland, the main island in the Bahamas. How were you paid? What was your how did you get paid from that?
Man, every time that I supervised the load, I would get 60, 70, 80 grand, depending.
Right.
Up to $125,000.
Wow.
Man, for me, that was.
So you weren't even distributing it anymore in the United States, or were you?
No, I still got my other. Then I kept a couple of bricks for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were adding extras.
Yeah, but now we'll do it in half an ounces.
Right. Just breaking it down so you're making the most money.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the speedboats ever get stopped or interdicted on their way to Florida?
Never.
Wow. Just wide open back then.
Back then was wide open.
Crazy. How much were the joints? How much were bricks going for into the Cubans when they landed in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, they were giving them between 12, 13,000, because we're talking about 500.
Right.
400 keys.
Right. And how would the money come back? Would you supervise the money
No,
as
no,
well?
they had other people working for that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it was about 12 grand when it got to the Bahamas, 18 in Miami wholesale, and then just works its way up. It gets to Worcester, Massachusetts. It could be 35 grand.
It could be 35.
And that's
35.
wholesale. That's when you're buying. That's when you got the plug. Wow. So did you save any money? Did you have plans to, because you're making
I'm making money,
fortune.
but I'm not saving nothing.
Okay. So you got off drugs, but you hadn't thought about investments.
No, sir. I was just living reckless,
Right.
very reckless.
How so?
Well, you out all night, every night, you have a crew. You're with about 10, 15 folk just leeching.
Right.
And they pat you in the back and they make you feel good. That's a drug within itself when people look up to you.
Validation and
Validation. So.
Who was your crew?
Oh, man, in Miami, I had 6 guys. And unfortunately, when I went to trial, they all turned on me.
Wow. Okay, so tell us about how long were you running like this before you caught your case?
About 3 years.
Okay. When what year did you get arrested?
90.
1990. Okay. How did that go down?
They raided my home, and I was living in Hialeah Drive. Had a home there early in the morning, December, about 2 weeks before Christmas. I heard boom, and I looked through the windows, see some tall guys run. They were federal agents, FBI, and they came in and just arrested me. I thought I was gonna get out. It was a Friday. I said, I'll be out Monday when I go see the magistrate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had it all planned out, but when I went, when the FBI, I didn't know for 3 years they had pictures of me. They had film.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were following you.
Yeah. But what happened was one of the big guys that I worked with, one of the Cubans, remember those Motorola phones?
Of course.
Well, his phone started acting up and he took it to a shop, and that shop was FBI. That's how they got me.
Wow. So they had you on wiretaps.
Yeah.
They had everything.
Everything. And so...
By the way, were you working with any of like the famous cocaine cowboys, the Falcones, Jorge, who ended up being your cellmate?
I didn't
You
know
didn't know
Jorge.
Jorge?
No,
Okay.
Jorge. I met him in prison.
Okay.
Spent 10 years
That's
with
Jorge Valdez.
George Valdez.
Yes.
Jorge Valdez.
Jorge Valdez.
Yeah.
Wow, that's remarkable. Okay. So did you have a bail opportunity or?
No, they didn't give me no bail. That's what I'm saying.
That means they want you.
Yeah. And so they wanted me really to flip.
They wanted you to give up the Cubans.
That's why they gave me all that time, really, to be honest with you.
Okay.
That's why, but I wouldn't do it.
And you were charged with, did you say they found anything at the house? Any work?
Yeah, they found 3 kilos, and they found it in the trunk of a car, which the car wasn't in my name. It was one of my workers.
Right.
But he
flipped.
He flipped.
And then you were charged with conspiracy to import 500
kilos, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's, easily a 30-year shot. Could be a life sentence.
They gave me a life sentence.
You were sentenced to...
Well, yeah, because I had priors. That's my third time.
Because you'd also, I think, had the federal, when you got caught with the military, that's a federal bid.
Yes. They used my prior also against me.
What was your prior...
My prior arrest.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were with the military.
Yeah, that one. And then before I've been in and out of jail in Rikers Island,
Okay.
I mean, just...
All the way back to when you were a young man. They can use all that?
Oh, yes.
Even back then?
Yes.
Wow. How long were you fighting your case for in jail?
About a year.
Yeah.
And I went to trial. I was the only one that went to trial. Out of all my co-defendants, about 8 of us, I'm the only one that went to trial.
Why did you choose to take it to trial with all that evidence they had on you?
Well, at this time, I met the Lord.
Okay.
And in my heart, I felt like what they was offering me was almost 30 years as a plea. And the reason they were doing that was because I wouldn't cooperate. So I wouldn't take my chance with a jury of 12.
Right. And now, were they coming around to your cell? You had DEA there, the U.S. attorney offering you?
No, not them. My lawyer would come.
Okay. And what were they offering to what were they going to give you if you cooperated?
About 4 or 5 years.
Oh, man. Did any part of you say, oh, that sounds nice?
No.
Never?
Never. God is my witness. No.
You'd rather do life?
I'd rather die, man, you know. And now that I met the Lord Jesus, you know, I couldn't. How am I going to serve a God that on the expense of somebody else's pain? Come on, man. They didn't get caught. I got caught. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, and to break families.
Right.
So that I can get a lighter sentence. And then I want to go around there and tell people about love and hope.
Right.
I'm a coward.
There is something very wicked about that. Jesus was told on. Jesus was handed over by, you know, informants, Judas. Yeah, That was my conviction. You know, my conviction was, you know, it was totally conviction now. Yeah.
You know.
When you say you met Jesus, like, what was that moment?
Man, I'll tell you, man.
Do you remember the moment?
I would never, listen. So when I went in, man, I had a reputation. You know, people.
Certainly.
And so I had to live with, I wanted to, don't lose that image because you got to survive in prison. You got to survive. And so, you know, I wouldn't go to church or nothing like that. I was just angry and want to run the phones in the microwave.
Yeah.
And so there was a young black man that every time if I go to the microwave oven or if I walked over here to the phone, if I look up, we'll lock eyes. He'll look at me and then he'll smile. And I said, this guy's trying to make a hit on me. Why would he smile? I don't even know this dude. Mm-hmm. And he did it. So I got paranoid. So a Cuban friend of mine, Lázaro came, he gave me a piece of lead like this. And every day I went to the yard, I made me a shank.
Yeah.
And I dream and picture that I was gonna hit this guy, stab him up. This guy, he was a black dude. So one day my other friend came to me and said, yo, man, what's up with you? Why you so angry, man? Tell me. And I pointed to that black dude. I said, man, I'm finna hit this guy, I'm finna get this. He said, who, him? I said, yeah. I said, man, he funny, man. Look at, you know, I don't know, look at the way he's looking at it. He be smiling at me all the time in prison. He said, nah, he ain't like that, man. I said, what you mean? He said, I go to visits, and he be in visits. I know him. He come from a good family. He has a beautiful fiancée. And it shook me. I said, it can't be. What will make a man happy in prison? I told him, he said, and this is the first time I heard this phrase, he said, man, he's a Christian. And I thought it was a gang. Christian. I really did. What the? He said, nah, he said he's religious. He ain't going to fight. He's a religious dude, man. And so I thought to myself, well, he's too happy. And I said, well, I know why. Probably he's going to go home soon.
Right.
And my man told me, no, he'd been sentenced to 25 years already. And that really shook me because I studied this guy. He was consistent. I thought really he was selling dope because I seen a lot of people go in and out of the cell.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
I'm thinking he was a hustler or something freaky about the dude.
Yeah. So you were really plotting to hit this dude, kill this dude.
I'll go on everything I love.
Wow.
Yeah. I even seen it in my bed how I was going to do it. I had it laid out and everything.
Wow. So you were going to hit him.
Yeah.
You can get away with it, hopefully. Wow.
And come to find out, he was a man that slowly, when he told me he had sentenced 25 years, I allowed him to come in my space and he would start telling me about the Bible, about a man named Jesus. And at first, man, I'm going to tell you, man, I thought, nah, man, this dude, there's an angle here.
Selling something.
Yeah, he's an angle, right? And so I really tried him. I mistreated him a lot of times. And, you know, he would leave and come back a couple hours and bring some soup. And the more kind he was, the more angry I got. Because anybody who's been real nice to me wanted something. You understand?
Yeah.
And so I thought this guy had an angle. He would come and he would tell me stories about the Bible. And then his roommate left, and then they moved me in his cell, and I didn't know how to read. See, I didn't know how to read. And so
You were illiterate this whole time.
All the time.
28 years old.
Yeah.
Couldn't read.
No. In prison, I got my GED.
Okay.
In prison, I got my master's in theology. In prison.
Wow.
So this guy would read to me at night when they closed the lights at 11 o'clock. There's a little light would come through a beam, and he would stand there. He would read about Daniel and the lion then. And I don't know, slowly, man, I just wanted hope, man. I was scared. I knew that these folk was trying to bury me in prison.
Yeah.
So, but that used to soothe me, man. And read and peace. And one day, he invited me. I never wanted to go to Bible study to the church, but one day I ended up going. And when I went there, I sat in the back, and they had a man from the outside speaking. I got paranoid because of what he was saying. I was living. I said, "Dude, they got a thing in my cell?" So I ran out the chapel. I ran the paranoid.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I went to my cell, I put some toilet tissue on my window, make the officer think I'm using the commode, and I started crying. I haven't cried in a long time. I cried so hard. It was a different kind of cry. I felt like a little tickling inside, like as I was, and then I went to sleep. When I woke up with that dude in my mind. His name is Gene, the black dude. And so I went out. It was time to eat dinner. He was on a chow line. I went to him. I said, "Man, I'm looking for you." And I told him what happened. He's the first man to ever cry. Tears came down. No man ever showed me no affection. Crying. He said, "You want to feel this peace, man? You want to have this peace for real?" I said, "Yes, sir." And right there, we prayed. And I received Jesus as my Lord and Savior.
Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
That was...
Because, a lot of people read the Bible when they're facing life in prison and when they're sitting in jail, sitting in MCC. But you really felt it. This is not an act. This is...
Well, I just finished 25 years. I've been out of prison. And I'm going to tell you how I got out of prison.
Okay, yeah. So, wow. That's powerful. So, yes, explain your sentence. So you refuse. They keep trying to get you to flip. You refuse, so you took it to trial.
I took it to trial. They found me guilty quick, in 2 days.
Yeah. They had a lot of evidence on you.
Yeah, I was cooked.
You were cooked?
I was cooked,
okay.
Yeah. And from life sentence first, then they brought it down to 25 years.
Okay. How long did it take? So you get sentenced to life without parole?
Yeah, without parole.
Okay. And do you think at that moment, you're like, okay, I'm going to die in prison? Were you prepared for that? Or did you have hope that you were going to...
No, I tell people I was confused and angry. When I got on the bus, I was shackled because I thought that he knew that I was sincere.
Right. So why is he doing this?
Why is he doing it?
Mm-hmm.
So I was confused. And then a little in my heart says, "I got you. Don't receive this sentence in your spirit." And I was confused. What you mean, don't receive the sentence in my spirit? They just said. And he said, "Don't receive it in your spirit. I have the last word." And that gave me courage. Mm-hmm. Do you know there's a lot of people right now running 8-9 miles and they have cancer, but they don't know they have cancer. But once they go to the doctor and get diagnosed, what happens? They receive that in their spirit,
right.
That news.
And they stop running, they feel sick.
They receive it. They embrace that.
Right.
They take ownership of the cancer.
Right.
And now...
That's right.
See, he taught me a lesson that day, man. He taught me a tremendous lesson. God did. He said, bruh, don't receive that in your spirit, man. I know intellect, I know what you heard, but don't receive it in your inner man, in your spirit, man. Don't do that.
That's right.
Reject it, you know? So when I went back to jail, my homeboys, they were waiting for me. My crew that loved me, they thought I went crazy. Because they were sad. I'm sorry, man, I heard about the lights. And I was like, huh?
All that.
Yeah, I was looking at I said, what you talking about? I said, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Papa got the last word, so they thought I was going cuckoo.
Wow.
But to be honest, that what kept me all those years in prison. If that would have never happened, I would have become a statistic. I would have become a freak in prison, man. Because you don't want to take man's hope, man, right? A young man, 28, never gonna get out of prison.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd fold. I mean, look, this is one of these walk by faith, not by sight situations. What you're saying is what white girls on Venice Beach do in the morning before and after yoga. They manifest. It's the same thing. It all comes back to the Bible. Do not accept, deny the objective reality and listen to the energy, listen to what's inside. Yeah. That's what, and it's all comes from the Bible.
It comes from Jesus. That's right, man.
And they spin it in different ways now, and in less religious ways, which is okay. It's however people want to say it, but it comes back to the Bible and what you're saying, which is walk by faith.
It's my personal experience. Yeah. I'm a different kind of preacher in which I don't go try to make people Christians. I don't do that. That's not my job. I'm just a messenger. You know, that's the problem that we have with church folk. You know, they have an experience and then they try to batch people and they want to preach. You know, bro, I don't have to be preaching, bro. When I go to Walmart, man, you know what I'm saying? I just meet people where they at. What's up, man? You all right? Good? You Gucci? Hug for, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just meet people. I'm not trying to make you a Christian. I don't have no power to do that, bro. All I can do is share with you this experience, what we're doing here at the Connect. I'm just sharing the experience, bro. Yeah. You do what you want to with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you my experience, right? My experience is that I was on my way to hell, man. I was already living in hell, but I'm going to a literally place in hell, in prison, man, you know, and God Almighty, in the form of Jesus came and touched me. He reached out to me and I surrendered to him, man. And then in prison, right there in that place, a place that's meant to lose your freedom. You feel me? I thank God for the federal penitentiary. I thank God that's the belly of the beast. That's where Jonah ended up in. And God prepared a big fish for me because how many times, I didn't tell you about, I got shot in my leg, blow my leg up here. You know,
oh my God, when was that?
This in the Bronx. This in the Bronx, helping, defending my cousin Millie. And the man put the gun in my face like that. And I don't know nothing about no religion. I wasn't raised in a home with religious, nothing. I never seen a Bible in my life, so don't talk to me about no Jesus. As a matter of fact, I believe I was God money. And so this guy trying to hurt my cousin, and I punched him in the head. He come out with a gun. It was winter. He took the gun, put it in my face. And this is the first time I felt something says, don't argue with him. Don't open your mouth. And then he started cursing. He got bold when he saw me. The more quiet, I know everybody afraid of you. He kept telling me, I don't care nothing about you, mother F. I keep. And I wanted to say something, but this thing kept me. If I would have said something, he would have shot me in my face and make a name for himself. He shot me in the leg. They had me on traction. Took me to a Lincoln hospital. Listen what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, all these times that I missed death, it's a purpose behind it. Nothing can stop me from coming here to the Connect. And I wanna thank my son, Richard. He reached out to you. He's in the Air Force. He's in California.
Wow. Hopefully not selling drugs like you did in the military.
No, he's not.
Just kidding.
No, he's not built like that.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Okay, so where did you ever falter as you before you got resentenced, did you ever feel yourself slipping back into that hopelessness and depression that people get when they think they're never going to get out? Did you ever have to reorient yourself back to the Lord?
Let me say this. We get depressed all the time. Don't let people fool you. Mm-hmm. Just because you got the Lord, man, you in prison. You see people leaving out every day. They call their names. Pack up.
Right.
Come on, man. It's going to affect you, brother.
Yeah.
But that's good. It's good that we experienced those moments of vulnerability. Mm. I felt like dying as a Christian.
Yeah.
I felt in there. I felt weak. Mm-hmm. But when I felt weak, that's when I became strong because something made me want to cry out more to him.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's as good. So you just kept turning back to the Lord.
Yes.
And that's the test you have to go through. It shouldn't be a perfect
it's not a
stairway to heaven.
Come on, we need...
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, we don't know why we playing them games, man. We need to be real with ourselves, man. Even King David, brother. King David, he had to get real one day. You know, he messed up. And he had to understand and go to God and says, I understand, Lord. Mm-hmm. He said, you desire truth in the inward part. You know one of the biggest problem we have as men? We're not honest with ourselves, man. We suppress pain and we suppress disappointments, you know? Mm-hmm. We suppress it down there. But if we don't deal with that, sooner or later it's going to come out. It's going to bite you in the rear end. Mm-hmm. Right? We got to get to a place to be honest, you know? So just the fact that because you're a Christian, when it rains, let me ask you a question. When it rains, just the people that are not religious get wet, or do everybody get wet?
Everybody get wet.
All right then. Everybody get wet, man. Mm-hmm. You know, Everybody go moments up and down. The only difference is that he walks with me. Yeah. And I can turn to him.
So where did they shoot you to first? What's the first prison you went to?
Oh, man, they gave me diesel therapy.
What does that mean?
Well, when you don't cooperate with them, they move you from prison to prison. Right. And it's hard for your family to get in touch with you. They write letters, they send them back.
Right.
See, my judge called me a rebel.
He's right.
Yeah, he called me a rebel because I wouldn't go with the system.
Wow. And the system is vengeful like that. People think it's just laws cut and dry. No. They don't like you when you refuse to play fetch, when you refuse to get on your knees. There's something so sick about, I've talked about this before, but there's something so sick about them saying, yes, fall to your knees and save me. There's a real, the system has a real God complex like that. It's so evil.
Yeah, it's evil.
So evil.
So evil, man.
So they're bouncing you from prison to prison, putting you on the Grey Goose or on the Con Air.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally they sent me to Jessup, Georgia.
Jessup, Georgia.
Yeah.
Where you end up meeting
Jorge Valdez.
Jorge Valdez, former past guest on the show and Miami Cubano Kingpin, Jorge Valdez.
He's a real kingpin.
Yeah, he was a boss. Yeah, he was like the boss, you know.
And he's very dear to me.
Great guy. One of the best people I've ever met.
I love him more than you can understand. He's
Was he your first cellmate when you got there?
Listen, man, I was with him, man. Yeah, man. Listen, this man, he lived like a king in prison, man.
Did he? Tell us.
Like a king.
Because he'll never brag about it. So you have to brag for him.
Like a king, he lived, man. Listen.
So he had money in there.
Yes, he didn't eat like with the chow hall that Nah, man. The people worked in the kitchen bought him steak. He cooked. We cooked in the cell on the 5-gallon paint bucket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
So he lived like Paulie in Goodfellas.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, that guard, he's really a pain in my ass as he brings out champagne and
man, he lived like
seafood.
And I ate like a kid because I was his roommate. That's my man.
Wow. So he really lived like, because he downplays it, but he was a boss.
Yeah, he
and I don't think he had, because he basically turned himself in. He never got caught for any, life ending amounts of work. So I think he had an out date.
Yes.
And you as a lifer, did people treat you differently because you had life, but you're not like a typical lifer in that you've got a different attitude and you've got Jesus now? Like how did
that really played a great impact. The fact that I surrendered to Jesus, people looked at me with a different light.
Okay.
Now they didn't feel like they felt intimidated or,
right.
They saw me probably like a little ewe lamb. He went from a wild wolf to a ewe lamb.
Did you lose respect from gangsters you used to know?
No, you gain respect. This is what I tell people when I go to prisons now. If you play both sides of the fence, that's when you're going to get your head bust up in prison. Because even the worst criminal, whether you know it or not, they have a respect for God.
Right.
I promise you.
No, I believe you.
I'm telling you, man. I've seen it, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The hardened criminal, the most crazy murder-free, he have a respect for God. And when they see you with a Bible and playing them games, they're going to bust you in the head.
Right.
But when you keep it 100, a buck, the sincerity, not that you're perfect, but that they see the sincerity, man, they respect you, man.
They respect the hell out of
that. They respect the world out of me.
Yeah.
I never had no problem.
So are you in there, are you appealing your case? Are you working on your case? You fighting your case? What's going on?
Wow. Yeah, I did put my appeal, but what happened was after the Lord Jesus challenged me, because I used to tell him, when I get out, Lord, I knew I'm going to do this for you. And I went on for about, I don't know, many months. And one day he confronted me and said, you ain't going to do nothing.
Who confronted you?
God.
The Lord. Okay.
The Lord. You ain't going to do nothing. And he shook me. I said, what you mean, Lord? And he said, you're going to serve me here. And I said, ain't nobody going to listen to an enemy. That's what I told him. Look, I got... And that 2-3 days later, the inmates stay up all night. They stay up all night. They convinced that if they can sleep all day, that time will go fast.
Right.
I was happy that they could stay all night. You know why? And they sleep in the morning all day? Because I could have the TV to myself.
That's right.
And I would watch the 700 Club. And one day, I felt in my heart, said, get your Bible. So I turned to my bunk, got my Bible, and my cell cracked. You know, that open. I went downstairs to the pod, and I sat down on the round table in my pod, and I started reading. And about 10 minutes later, in the corner of my eye, I see this dude coming. And when he get close to me, he said, man, what's up, man? He said, what you reading? I'm thinking he being sarcastic. So I said, what you think I'm reading? Don't you see the Bible? He said, no, man, what you reading? The content. And I felt bad. So I really feel bad, man. And so he sat down and I started just reading a little bit. Just reading, no preaching, I don't know, reading. And I looked, tears coming down his eyes, just reading.
Wow.
God was showing me a lesson. And he gave his life to the Lord. He surrendered at that time. And the Lord told me, he said, just do what I tell you. You know? And so I said, okay, Lord. So I started my first prayer service, like 11:15. Before they turned the lights off, I was standing and saying, prayer time, prayer time. I would holler. And for about 2 months, nobody came. Only that one dude. And guess what? Then they started to come. Not long after that, about a year and a half, 3 Jewish lawyers out of Brickell Avenue, Miami.
Are there any other kind? Sorry.
Jane Moskowitz, Jeannie Baker, Amanda Byrne, women, 3.
Wow.
They multi-millionaire, rich, filthy rich. Every year, they do a pro bono. They look to help people. And out of thousands of cases, they pick mine.
How? Do you ever figure out why?
They just picked it. I don't know I don't know what formula they have. I'm so glad that formula. And for 7 years, they fought at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals for me. When I used to call them, they treat me like I was paying them money. Yes, sir, Mr. Torres.
Wow.
I promise, man.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And for 7 years, they fought for me.
And they never explained to you why, out of all those cases, they could have picked to work.
Never. And they treated me with dignity and with love, with respect, boy. And
what they're fighting to get you resentenced?
Resentenced.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the basis of that?
Because I fired when I went to get, I got found guilty, and then you go a couple of months, then you go get sent. They do a pre-sentencing
Pre-sentence
investigation.
Yeah.
Well, that lawyer, the one I had, all they wanted me was to flip, man. They all worked together, man.
Of course.
So I filed.
Yeah.
And I told the judge I was going to represent myself, but I wasn't equipped to represent myself, but he let me.
Right. Okay.
At sentencing.
I see. So that was the incorrect. They argued that.
So they argued that hey, man, how in the world, man? This guy 7th grade education, man. What in the world?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you couldn't read, and you're there going up against the United States.
The United States of America, Jaime Torres. You know, and the fact, you know, and I don't say this, but you know, I'll be very hesitant about people, man, because I got molested when I was about 6 years old. So
when did that? Where was that?
It's in the Bronx in New York, man.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. By who?
Yeah, it was a friend of the family.
Oh,
yeah,
awful.
So, but every time people were good to me, you know what I'm saying? So
you got scared.
Yeah, I'm saying it was anger. I got paranoid, you know,
right.
And got, you know, and so these lawyers, man, I thought it was. I don't know. I thought one time it was too good to be true, man.
Yeah.
But they fought for me. They fought for me.
Did they use your trauma from childhood as part of that?
I think they use.
Leniency?
I don't know what. See, they got to make argument. They right, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't. But I know they talked about that and anyway, I get a letter in 1999.
You've been in prison now about 8, 9 years?
About 9 years, going 10 years. And 9, because I went in 2000, 9 years.
Yeah.
And it says, I open it, your case been vacated, your sentence been vacated and remanded back to the district court. So they vacate my sentence, but they remanded me. Now I got to go back to Miami.
Right. Now, what is vacated? What does that mean in legal speak?
They take the sentence and I don't got no sentence. Now they got to give me another.
Right. You're convicted, but your sentence is wiped out. You need to be resentenced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vacated and remanded. I'm going back to the district court.
Right.
So they shackled me, took me to Miami. Guess who was my judge over there? James Lawrence King. Remember this name? James Lawrence King.
Gotcha.
He was the same judge that 10 years earlier told me I'm never going to get out of prison.
Wow. But isn't that legally, don't they have to send you back to the same judge?
No, this is appeal. He's an
appeal judge now. He's an appellate judge.
Bro,
that's crazy.
When I seen him, I thought I was cooked. Oh. Listen what I'm trying to tell you.
You're like, Lord.
Listen, man, I thought I was cooked, brother. I thought I was cooked.
You made it all that way, and now you got to get...
Look at who's there.
Oh, that's crazy. Did he recognize you? Did he remember you?
No, I don't think so. He was a chief justice right in Miami. Chief justice. How in the world he made it to do the appeal? That's what I'm saying. But boy, we had the little bitty glasses. When he looking at my jacket, he asked the marshals. And the marshal stood up and said, "Y'all bought the wrong guy here." And the marshal said, "No, this is Jaime Rafael Torres. Jaime Rafael Torres. And the prison number, 42-381-004. He kept looking. No, sir, that's him. See, my jacket, I've been in and out of prison, a lot of violence. And now he saw where I got my GED.
Yeah.
Got my master's.
Wow.
He saw the progress with his face.
Right.
I had letters of commendation.
So you didn't believe it was...
No, he didn't believe it. I'm serious. And he told me to stand up. He said, "You made a tremendous strive, young man." I was shaking, man. And then he said, "I'm going to release you." Time served. July the 7th of 2000, he released me. The same judge that sentenced me. That's the kind of God that I serve, Jesus.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I mean, that must have been more than even your lawyers could have hoped for, right?
Listen, man, they didn't even know.
Like, I'd be happy with if he said, "You know what, you only have 25 now." I'd be jumping for joy. Did you have any idea?
No, I have no idea. No idea. I knew deep down that I was that God eventually was going to take me out of prison. That I knew, but the way it happened, it just, you can't even script that. You know?
I don't even know how you describe how that feels, because you believe you're going to get out someday, but part of you is still, not all of you can believe that. Part of you is still got to be like, oh, this is too good to be true. Like, how do you just describe that?
It was just so real, man. Listen, man, I don't know, man. I was so much, my emotions when there was, you know, I cried, laugh, it just, it reminds me like it just happened yesterday. I've been out 25 years.
Yeah.
You feel me? All I know is that I have made my commitment. I know, sir, and again, I'm not trying to make people Christians, and I'm just sharing my experience. For me, for Jaime Torres, I know there was the Lord Jesus that came through for me. I know that in the supernatural, there's a supernatural element that unfortunately, a lot of people don't believe, man, but I know that what happened to me came straight from him. He orchestrated all of that. And to be honest, if I would have got out earlier, I wouldn't be sitting here in this podcast. No, sir. I thought I was ready.
You might be in the dirt.
I'll be in the dirt. I know I'm going to go back to the game, bro. That's all I knew. So I'm saying, so there is a process, Johnny boy. There is a process, you know. And people, they avoid the process or try to cheat the process. But if you cheat your process, you're cheating yourself, man, because in the process, there's a development. There's a preparation. Yeah. And it's going to cost you tears. It's going to be very uncomfortable. Yeah. But we have to trust the process. Right. That's very important to me.
Well, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And when you're ready, the Lord, you have to be ready to receive the Lord too. You got to remember that. Receive wealth, whatever it is, your happiness, your spouse, you have to be ready. And you put in work, getting sober. And then when you caught your case, you know, transforming yourself to becoming this new man of God.
Yes.
And I don't know what else you think. I mean, how could you look at this and not say there wasn't divine intervention? You know?
It was divine intervention, man. To me, you know, let's keep it 100, man. The system is meant to crush you, man. You can't. This system, man, you know, and so and just in the escaping the death aspects, all the things that I escaped before even going to prison.
Oh, my God. You should have been dead.
Come on.
You should have died in 1978.
Yeah, I should have been dead a long time ago, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was thinking about you this morning, about the connect, you know, about purpose, man. You know, listen, the ear cannot talk. It's created with a specific purpose to hear, you know, right? And so, I believe with all my heart that problems is the catalyst for creation.
1,000%.
When you face a problem, it is the catalyst for you to create.
That's right.
And that's where you at today, man. You impacting lives, man. You impacting lives. You're getting a message out there. And for whatever reason, that's your business, your intention. That's between you and Pop upstairs. But you impacting lives. You know, you're not here by chance, but there's a reason, purpose, and there's people who need you. You know, I tell my man the other day, you go to your car, try to turn the car on, the battery dead. What do you need? A battery. You long for a battery, so you go to Walmart. Battery minding its business. They don't know you're gonna, but here you go. Okay, so. You are needed. There's somebody needs you today, somewhere, at any time, right? And you are a reward to somebody. The children of Israel, they needed somebody to deliver them. Moses. Moses, bro. And Moses, even from his mother's womb, the devil put a hit on him to kill him. Kill all the male boys.
Right.
Right? See? And so you've been through a lot, man, you know? So don't take this for granted, man. You don't know who you impacting. You're walking in your God-given purpose.
Thank you. You hear that, guys? I won't quit for another couple of months. Just kidding. No, I really appreciate it. My show is humbly only as I'm only as impactful as the stories that I am able to tell from individuals like you. It's just, it's what keeps me doing this. It's changed my life because of the people that I've gotten to speak to. So, oh, man, tell us, first of all, before we plug your book and what you do now, after you got sprung, after the judge cut you loose, you never saw Jorge after that until he got out, I assume.
No, he got out before me.
Okay, so he was already out.
He been out.
Did they even shoot you back to Jessup, or did you walk free that day from the Miami District Court?
From the Miami.
Wow. So they took you back, they uncuffed you, they gave you street clothes, and then they just said, go?
I went out, and when I went in, there was no Walmart. And when I went out, first of all, when I got out, the first thing I was just sharing this the other day, when I first got out in front of the MCC building, downtown Miami, my church members, the inmates that I was pastoring, you know, they were there with the T-shirts in the window going like this.
Wow.
Yeah, saying bye to me.
They were so happy for you.
Yeah, they were happy, and I fell to the ground and prayed for them. I never forget that long as I live.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife was there. The mother of my children, and then we went to Walmart, and the bell was like, and I threw my hands up. I thought I was paranoid, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I never forget that. So, yeah, but then we took a train and went back to Jessup, because that's where my ex-wife, the mother of my kids, was living.
Oh,
she
right.
had moved
to be Jessup, close to you.
To be close.
Wow, what a blessing that is.
Yeah. And so we went back to Jessup. And then they gave me 10 years supervised release. That's a different kind of parole.
Sure. What is the difference between parole and supervised release?
So they can come to your job at any time.
Yeah.
And you have to urinate. They're going to go to your house 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They're different. It's all for, drug dealers,
Right.
They intensify.
Right.
So they gave me this man, Hank Baldwin, man. He was a racist, bro. He was mad that Miami transferred me to Georgia. He was in Georgia. He said, I don't like likes like you. And he made me look, so one of the stipulations, you got to get a job in 2 months. He had me going looking for jobs on Sundays. Man, I pray, I said, God, man, please get this man, man. I mean, man, I'm telling you, he was putting that pressure on me, man.
Right.
See, I get out of prison, I don't have no ID. No, I don't have no Social Security. I don't know, you bounce around, you ain't got no paperwork, you got to get a job.
And you've never worked a slave. Remember Malcolm X? Before he was Malcolm X, he was Malcolm Little. They called it a slave. Those old school brothers called a job a slave. Man, I got the cracker had me up here having a slave.
Man. And so, but I found me a job.
Where?
Felton Burke Automotive.
Okay.
Chevrolet. At a little town like this, Alma, Georgia, he had a Chevrolet store.
Wow.
And he gave me a job guess what? Doing what? Ask me.
Doing what?
Cleaning doodle.
No. But you had already done that when you got sober. Like, that's the interesting part about your story is, like, you had humbled yourself once before, right? Yeah. Now, sure, you didn't have all that drug money to remember when you got sober. Now you're cleaning up the toilets and
and I did the showroom, did the windows, and that man, beautiful man, I love him like a father to me, man. Yeah, this is a redneck, back of the wood.
Yeah.
And a Puerto Rican, and man, I'm telling you, and he just passed away. God bless him and his family. But after he sold out his business, I worked for him from 2000 to 2003.
Wow.
And then I opened up my own business, my own used car lot in Georgia, in Jessup.
Wow.
And had a painting company doing real good until 2008 when the economy went down.
Right.
And I sat there and saw the banks take my inventory, took everything from me. And then I went through a terrible divorce.
Oh, no.
And then I've been through.
Did you ever consider getting back in the game? Like at your lowest, 2008?
I feel like dying. That's what I wanted to do, man. I wanted to die as a Christian, as a preacher. I wanted to die.
Right.
But before that, the one who really took me under his wing was George Valdez.
Wow, he's back. God, what an angel
He
that guy
looked
is.
he looked for me, and he found me, and he took me with him to go do youth rallies at different conventions, Minnesota, Savannah, everywhere. I used to be with him, and we slung some hope to people.
Yeah.
That's what got me started here.
Wow. And you must have loved it, right?
I loved it. I'm doing it now that's been
Of
25
course.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that like saved you again.
That saved me again.
Wow.
That saved me again. That saved me again.
See, it's like you kept doing the right thing, even though it was not even after you escaped a life sentence, you went through just hardship and pain, but you stayed righteous, and so you always came back. God, I love that.
Lord, the Lord kept me, man. I wanted to leave, but like I said, he's a keeper of your soul. You put your trust in him, and he'll look out for you. And he done that more than that to me. He's my rock and my everything. But that's...
Wow, and so you've been doing that since 2009, 2010?
Well, since I come out, 2000, because I got involved in the church when I got out.
Right.
My wife, we had a little church, a little Hispanic church.
Yeah.
So, I've been in ministry since I got out, since I got out in 2000.
Well, you're very charismatic. So, tell us now. This is a great opportunity to promote the book, promote the foundation, which I'm making a donation to immediately. Tell us about it, and tell us where the people can get your book and make a donation and maybe even see you live. Tell us.
Yeah, you can go to, let me.
I got it right here.
Yeah, sure.
You Can't Kill the Miracle. I didn't know him, but he knew me, by Jaime Torres.
He didn't know. Look at that.
Look at that. You look like Luis Guzman, the actor. Remember that guy?
Guzman,
you know Luis Guzman?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You guys all look alike. I'm kidding, of course. That's wow. I can't wait to read this. So first of all, where can people get the book?
You go to JaimeTorresMinistry.com to my webpage, and you can order the book through there.
Can you get it on Amazon too?
Yeah.
Just in case people
you can get them on Amazon.
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
Yes. And just get in contact with me when you go through there and reach out. My number is there, and if you need me to.
Oh, you give your phone number out?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then tell us about you go back to prisons. You and George are back in prisons all the time speaking.
Yes, that's what I do. We go to about 20-some prisons. As a matter of fact, when I get back now, I'm going to a prison in Albemarle. I had a lady call me this morning. Her son is in Butner. And so that's what I do, man. We go back to sling some hope, from slinging dope to slinging hope.
Yeah.
We go prison, juvenile detentions, drug rehabs. And then we do a lot of outreach, support outreach in the streets. Yeah. We go out, man, in the hood, man. There's a drug out there that's killing a lot of folk, fentanyl.
Yeah.
And so, man, people need to see the real thing, and people need to be loved, man, not judged, not condemned. But
and you're seeing an impact.
Yes, man. I mean, God is really doing some great things in the lives of many people, man. That's a hunger. It's a lot of things happening in our midst. You know that, right?
Oh, my God. We live at a time, it's a crux in history. We live in we're making a turn in history. And I think it's for the better, but it's going to be rocky while we get there. And so, a lot of people feel like they need some meaning. Which is why religion is coming back, why God is coming back.
He's coming back, man. But boy, I'm happy you said that. He's coming back. He
totally is. And I meant I didn't mean in the religious way. I meant in the way that people believe in God is coming back to people. I am one of those examples. I was raised a Catholic, and I forgot about God for a good 20 years. And God is back in my life, and I've never been happier, to be honest with you. And things have never worked out as well.
I love it.
Until I took God back.
You said something so powerful a little while ago, man. You don't even realize what you said, because you said that God is coming back, not religion. See, I hate religion. I'm not a religious guy. I despise religion, brother. It's about relationship. And I love what you just said, man. You know what I mean?
That's why yours guys are so impactful, because people feel like that. They don't want organized religion that's there to just take money. They want that relationship.
Yes, sir. They want that relationship, brother. And I'm glad that you, I'm excited for you, Johnny boy.
We had a great talk. Go ahead.
But you can write to Jaime Torres Ministries, also P.O. Box 2762, Morganton, North Carolina, 28680.
Okay, let me read that one more time. Yeah. Because we got a lot of people locked up to listen to this show that are probably not supposed to have
the inmates,
smartphones. Yeah. But anyways, once again, that's his number. You mind if I read it?
Yes.
Jaime's number is 912-294-4187. His email is Jaime Torres Ministries @gmail.com. His email is jtlove777 @ymail.com.
Yes.
Never heard of that. That's old school. And then, of course, you can once again write his P.O. box. If you're in the Bing, write to Jaime, Jaime Torres, Torres Ministries, P.O. Box number 2762, Morganton. That's Morganton, North Carolina, zip code 28680. And all those links are going to be in the description for the book, for all your website, your Facebook. And look, guys, reach out to him, seriously. Or if you have people in prison, have them reach out, have them write. You respond.
We respond.
Yeah.
That you can take to the
bank.
Yeah, you can take that to the bank.
And then your foundation is called what?
Jaime Torres Ministries.
Okay, so if you're a baller like me, go ahead and make a donation. Okay, that's what. That's the way that you could help when you're busy and you don't have a lot of time to go out and do the legwork. Throw some bands at you, baby. That always helps, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to switch over to the Patreon now. We're going to have a bonus chat. I had so much fun doing this interview. I had so much fun. Did you have fun?
I loved it, man. Because it's raw. It's raw. We want the real deal, man. All that, you know what I mean? Tippy-toeing around, man. Just keep it 100, man. That's what people are looking for, the real. Be real. Be real with yourself.
Well, there's one thing for sure. You're a gangster. I mean, that was some gangster and it was just, there's not too many people out there like you. So thank you for everything that you do. And thank you for coming all this way to Texas to be with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Johnny boy.
All right, you guys. We'll see you over at the Patreon, patreon.com/The Connect Show, the one and only Jaime Torres. Go out and get his book. And we'll see you guys later. Take care.
Bye-bye.